My name's Charlene Hiss. I'm 51 years old. I live in West Vancouver. I've been a Columbia Land Trust member for several years. I came up to the Columbia Land Trust and asked whether or not I could adopt a piece of land that was, owned by the Columbia Land Trust and just look after that piece of land.
Schoolhouse Creek is a 16-acre property. We're located right off the Washougal River. So one of the real challenges we had with the acquisition of this property was that the previous landowner had a renter who had a meth lab on the property, and we could not take ownership of the property until that issue was resolved. We manage thousands of acres. This is 16 of 12,000 acres, and the staff that we have, as dedicated as they are, can't cover it all, and so site stewards really fill a role within the stewardship program that's invaluable.
Site stewards are eyes and ears for the land trust on the land. Site stewards also can help by removing non-native invasive plants, and that's my particular passion, especially blackberry, my #1 enemy. And we do things like planting trees also.
Site stewards really fill a role within the stewardship program. You can't really measure it by the hours that they dedicate. It's in the results, and out here, I know there's no blackberries in this area because Char's been working on them. And you can't measure the hours to know that, but you can see the results.
What I wanted was a place that I could go on my own terms. I could go there and I could look after the land, and I could nurture the native plants and animals on that piece of land.
So the restoration projects have restored the ability for fish to come back and spawn. The vegetation is returned, and the bird life is rich, the amphibian life is rich, and we're monitoring the presence of freshwater mussels.
I've long been concerned about native species and their survival, and there are many aspects to restoring native species, including habitat loss, which seems like such a big one. It seems hard to believe that one person could impact that. The first time I was at this beautiful Schoolhouse Creek site, and I was in this, what I think of as a meadow now, but at the time it was just solid blackberry, and I started cutting. There was a little grand fir tree, just a few feet tall, trying to grow, but it was being smothered by blackberry. So uncovering delightful surprises like that, and then seeing over the years this tree thrive, that's been one of my special experiences. I think being a site steward has given me more of a sense of purpose about my life. It's a passion, and one that has given me a lot of satisfaction. I feel like I have found my niche in terms of how I want to spend the hours that I have to volunteer, and how I can make a difference on this earth.
We will be taking care of Schoolhouse Creek forever. That's the one thing the land trusts do, is when we take on the commitment, we take it on forever. And so we'll be stewarding these sites long after we're all long gone.
It brings together important, satisfying work. It brings together my pleasure in being in nature, and it gives me peace and refreshes my soul.